Life in the barrack in Mina Crescent was
sincere. It was not that good for us.
I was at work. I just had a call from, was it from Pastor? I can't remember.
The beginning of a thing, the same, is not always an easy feat, but the end thereof is better.
It was a great experience being one of the soldiers in the barrack back in the days. God helped us. His grace was there. And thank God for the man of God, our pastor, Pastor P, who were always there to encourage us, telling us that where we were is not the last bus stop. It was a great experience where you have over 30 people, both male and female, living together, eating together, celebrating together.
Life in the barrack in Mina Crescent was like what the Bible referred to in the book of 1 Samuel 22, verse 2. That men that were distressed, men that were discontented, men that were in trouble, they gathered around David and he became a captain over them. I myself, I came all the way from Kano, that was in 99, not having any place to stay. I came to the pastor and he asked me to stay in the church. I tell you the truth, it wasn't palatable, it wasn't sweet. If you're able to eat once in a day, you give glory to God.
The church at the Minuites Crescent was a foundation and building ground for many members. There was an undiluted and power-filled delivery of the word, characterized by many signs and wonders. Many members at that time had just given their lives to Christ. They had nowhere to go, so they made the church their permanent place of abode. Many members who joined the ministry later decided to live within the church premises, not because they didn't have anywhere to go, but they liked the idea of brethren dwelling and fellowshipping together outside the stipulated church service times. The church later came to be known as a barrack because of the number of people who became members of the church and were living within the church premises.
Got to a point when if you have 100 naira in your pocket, you'll be planning how to make good use of that 100 naira, because all I would have to do then was to get beans and you buy at least beans 15 naira, then you get bread 15 naira, and you will ask the woman that sells the beans to put enough water into the beans so that you can be able to have enough in your stomach.
But the only thing is that when anybody among us have, everybody have. Piro was there, Sister Rose was there. God helped each and every one of us. We were contributing, as a matter of fact, to eat. Pastor will come, just drop what he has with him, and we will just rush in, rush out, and something will be done. That's it. God really helped us.
Years later, it became obvious that the church needed to be established. Hence, the search for a new place that eventually led to number 3 Ogun Street, Ikeja.
The experience moving from Minuites Crescent to Ogun Street, to be sincere, it was not that good for us, because Minuites Crescent was a place that we were comfortable per se. But going to Ogun Street, we got to Ogun Street and found out that the doors there was no single door. And we're asking yourself, how are you going to cope, and mosquitoes and everything? But Pastor still encouraged us, and Pastor, God helped him and helped us. We started tidying up the place.
There were times that I felt like giving up. There were times that I felt like, can one continue like this? How long will one continue like this? But Pastor kept on telling us that the first thing to do is build up, because we'll pray in the morning, we'll pray in the evening before going to bed, and it was like, you must pray, you must run tongues.
By the time we were acclimatized in Ogun Street, will bless the name of the Lord that we left Emina Crescent. It was a progress after being established in Ogu Street. We thank God, well, we're still thanking God that He helped us to leave Emina Crescent the time we left Emina Crescent.
A church space was found and paid for by faith. Prevailers Arena was eventually founded in October 22nd, 2005 with this movement and the mission of raising people whose goal is heaven, who hate nothing but sin, who love nothing but God, who themselves will train up disciples under the premise of Prevailing Life Ministries began. The church was not without challenges peculiar to missions of the sort, but it successfully pulled through every one of these challenges and emerged with the victories that you witness today. The settlement of the church at Ogun Street, which lasted between October 2005 to May 2018, recorded series of growth and expansion both numerically and spiritually.
On the 24th of May 2018, the church suffered a humiliating ejection from a building in Ogun Street. The church was forcefully raided and the church property thrown out in the rain because of a planned conspiracy. Thankfully, a few years back, during the church 10th year anniversary, a project called Project 10 was launched to enable the church raise funds to build their own structure. A property had already been acquired at Sunmay, Dokwemu Lagos, Abeokuta Expressway, and the building had already begun. The plan was to move in after the structure had been built to a certain level, or even to complete the structure before moving in. But plans changed when we got thrown out, and we needed to move the church property and quickly set up a place of worship.
I was told I should come to church, that something happening, that I need to be there like as soon as possible. So I quickly dashed out to my dog place and have permission to do dog place. I did that. So getting to the street of the church, like we were then close to Ogun Street, just where we were before. Then I was like, wow, I saw most of the church property outside. I was like, what is going on, oh God, oh Father? Because I actually was staying at the church at that moment, me and my younger brother. So I was like, God, this was going on. So getting there, I saw pastor, I saw quite a number of people already there in church. Then I quickly just went to gather little information I could gather. Seeing the whole situation occurring, I just have to like use my initiative and have to find what I should do this and that like that. Then it was very disheartening because after I was all said and done, everybody had gone, I had nowhere to go. So how happened? Then we started organizing moving. Even the next day, the following day, I had to forget for our youth pastor, Pastor Peter around there. We got the truck, started moving. I was not even ready to go to work. What was in my mind? Because what happened was just an unfortunate event.
Work was still ongoing when the church moved in. The walls were barely plastered. There was no doors and windows. The floor still reeks of dust because of the sandy ground. Nothing had been built to finishing, but we still moved in and continued with our normal church activities.
To the glory of God, the church building was formally dedicated on the 24th of October 2021. The growth of the church has remained consistent from different stages since then. As we look back to where we were coming from and where we are today, all that we can say is, thank you, Jesus.